Houston, our instruments are showing that we have a incoming message from deep space. Repeat, Houston, we have an incoming message from deep space. Houston, we'll begin playing message now. Houston, we're going to try and translate that up here. Hold for translation. Translation complete. We'll begin playing message now.
Hey, it's me, Melissa.
What do you do when the aliens invade? Take a shot of MK Ultra and watch Melissa Jade. Put on your tinfoil hat and tune right in. We got that crime spree, flat earth theories, government conspiracies, a complex Mandela effects, unidentified objects, a mind expanding, fake moon landing, what it all bends understanding. It's me, Melissa. It's me, Melissa. Aliens is on the sun or in Area 51. Time travels, unravels, haunted castles, cops are baffled, potential experimental thoughts that make you transcendental. It's me, Melissa. It's me, Melissa. Crime sprees, flat earth theories, government conspiracies, complex Mandela effects, unidentified objects, a mind expanding, fake moon landing, what it all bends understanding. It's me, Melissa. It's me, Melissa.
Hello, everybody. How are you guys? Natasha, it's Mandela effect unidentified object. I saw that comment. I was cracking up because they were like, what does it say? It's Mandela effect, and then unidentified object, like a UFO. And thank you so much, Jen, for becoming a member, and Jean for becoming a member. I see Jen up here, and I scroll all the way up to the top before I lose it. I see Jean Salzman 2.0. Thank you so much. And my Snot Rocket. Thank you. Snot Rocket, nay. Sometimes people still ask me, who's Snot Rocket? That's my Nadie. And she just gifted 5 memberships. That was so incredibly kind and generous. Thank you so much. Welcome to anybody who just became a member. You are no longer green like Tisha's legs. Thank you so very much. Hi, Lori. Thank you for 2 freaking years. Lori has been around from the beginning of my channel, and I very much appreciate 2 years of support. Hey, Shacto. Hey, Samantha Lewis, Natasha, Michelle, Musicity Mom. Hi, love. Hi, Blue, Debbie Doodles, Lindsay, Angela, Melanie, Harlot, People Me. I know we do, Harlot. We'll do one this week. Fragrant Anxiety, Homer Green, MK. The most generous community, MK. This is the best group of people. Hi, Bogart, Amanda, Little Red. Oh, you got some for all of my girls today. Yay! Oh my goddess, Ro. I know, long time no see. We now know who Snot Rocket is. It's my Nadie. I figured people would have put it together because every time I pass her name, I say Snot Rocket. She calls me her Boogabear. Thank you, Mindy Carr, for 4 months. Thank you so much for the support. And thank you, Curious Christine, for the super chat. You guys are awesome. Thank you so very much. The best chat on YouTube, the best freaking chat. That's right. So, Allie and Bendy just had a really good live with the, oh, my thing is dead. Hold on. They just had a really good live with the guest Kit Kat. I missed. Put a 1 in the chat if you saw Allie and Bendy on Kit Kat's panel. I think it was 2 days ago now. I missed it. I didn't even know that they had gone on Kit Kat, so I have to rewatch that stream. Lindsay, you're so sweet. And then Kit Kat came on tonight, and it was a really interesting panel. And shout out to Allie, because she always manages to have guests on, and she's very open as far as all opinions being welcome, not always having to agree, but being respectful. And you guys, it's very hard to be the creator and having a panel guest. And sometimes it's controversial. Sometimes we don't always agree, but you have to keep a decorum. You have to be polite, right? You're not going to attack or battle with a panel guest. And sometimes it's hard because people in the chat are communicating opinions and then, getting upset. And so just shout out to Ali and Bundy. I think they did a great job. I appreciate Kit being willing to come on. Even though, there are things that I even may not agree with. I appreciate her coming on and sharing her story and communicating what her experience is, because she's the only one who can communicate that. And it's a good conversation. If everybody always agreed, it would be a pretty boring world. But it's difficult. It is really difficult. I've been in the situation where I'd have someone on panel and not everybody is agreeing with them, but to be able to do that and to be as respectful as Ali and Bundy, shout out to them. They did a great job. They did a really good job. But Kit Kat had showed a letter, one of the letters on the live stream with Ali, and Ali was telling me about it. And she's like, I even thought of you when I was reading this, because I guess Leticia talked about The Great Escape. Remember when she tried to escape from jail? And so I grabbed it and I didn't read it because I like to give my genuine reactions to things. And so I'm going to read it with you guys. Among other things, we're going to go through some other things. Kate, I was cracking up. So I haven't seen it as a viewer, but now the YouTube gives you like an AI summary. So Wolfie screenshotted my last live. Can I tell you guys what it was? I was cracking up at this chat summary. So the chat summary said, and I'll read it right to you because I have it right here. Okay, well, I had it right here. Hold on. All right, here it is. My chat summary said, streamers and viewers are expressing gratitude, excitement, and support for each other. The Jade raid event is mentioned, as well as an upcoming event at Allie's. Yo, I cracked up, okay? I'll show you guys. I cracked up because I didn't know that they do these chat summaries now, but that chat summary was so spot on. That chat summary was so damn spot on. I couldn't. Hold on. Oh, you know what? All right, hold on. Before I even show that, it's just easier because I already have her pulled up. But I want to show you guys that screenshot because I cracked up at how accurate it was. But before we even get into that, our missing child for tonight's stream is, and I apologize if I'm not pronouncing it right, Zeitlai Ruby Cruz. Her NCIC number is located right below her name. She has been missing since June 3rd, 2024. She is a beautiful girl from Kalamazoo. She is 16 years old. She was last seen on June 3rd. She may still be in the local area, or she may travel to Ohio. If you or anyone you know has information on her whereabouts, please contact the Kalamazoo Department of Public Safety in Michigan at the number located in blue. So, and I'll pull her back up by the end of the live, but I have to show you guys this. So look at this damn chat summary. So I don't know how it was so, you think, I've never seen it. Why haven't I seen the chat summary? I haven't seen it yet as a viewer, but Wolfie sent me this and it's like, look at this. Streamers and viewers are expressing gratitude, excitement, and support for each other. The Jade raid event is mentioned, as well as an upcoming event at Allie's. How did it get that so perfectly? I don't know, Kimberly. Wolfie's just was at the top of it. I don't know. It's like a pinned comment. Dude, I laughed so hard when I saw this because it's just One, I thought it was adorable that like my chat summary was you guys supporting one another. Like we're the least drama community like ever. Like there's no drama. Everybody loves one another. And then the Jade event, the Jade raid event, and we're going to Allie's, which is exactly what we were going to do. We were ending and Jade raiding over to Allie's. It just got it perfectly. I did, Kathy. It was so funny. Okay. Check your email for me. You won't be okay, Grandma Nini. I'll check. I hope everything's okay. Yes, LBB, you know, like it's coulda, woulda, shoulda, you know what I mean? Hi, Allie. And I know that it's frustrating even with red flags, you know, like the red flags looking back now, you know, like, but that's one of the reasons I do enjoy going over this stuff is to be aware of the red flags for anyone who may be in a relationship where anything like this could possibly happen, to know that this is what we need to look out for. Oh my God, Meatfoot. So now Meatfoot just sent me a chat summary of my chat summary, and it says chatters discuss a chat summary feature and a specific comment it made about them. People share their opinions on the accuracy and reliability of the chat summary feature. Dude, what is this? What is this? Why haven't I seen it? Dude, I'm cracking up. Now I feel like this is an inception of chat summaries. Look at this screenshot. Dude, what is this? You see the other one up on the screen. Chatters discuss a chat summary feature and a specific comment it made about them. People share their opinions on the accuracy and reliability of the chat summary feature. We're in a chat summary inception, Nancy, right? Oh my Lord. It shows up every live now. And last week it said the chat was discussing Meghan Markle and if she's faking pregnancy. We should probably throw the chat summary up. Can you refresh it? Viewers are discussing the AI chat summary feature, with some finding it funny and others finding it annoying or even a bit creepy. Some viewers are wondering if they can influence what the AI says by talking about specific topics. Stop. Stop. It all right, I don't like it listening like that. Hop off my chat. Oh man. I'm on StreamYard, so I'm not in my YouTube. Dude, it knows. It knows everything. Stop. It's listening to us, you guys. I'm the one saying it's creepy. Leave me alone, AI. Go away. It's watching, guys. Always watching you, Wazowski. How creepy is that? Which chat is the real chat? How funny is that? But okay, so I have to go back and I have to watch the replay when Allie and Bendy go on to Kids. I'm really interested in it. But Allie had told me about the letter that she showed with Leticia talking about the Great Escape. So I wanted to go over that. But if you didn't already come from Allie's and watch the live she just did, her and Bendy did the live with Kit. It was very well done. Shout out to Allie and Bendy. But Allie she has a way to be able to be open to all opinions, be respectful about it. Like I said, it's not always easy having a controversial guest, but she's very good at that. And I really do appreciate that because she's always been open and never has once not allowed me to even convey what my thoughts or feelings are. And it's not easy. It's not always easy. But I'm going to grab Kit's link because this is where she had showed the letter. And this is where Allie and Bendy were on the other day. And I'm going to be watching it. on the restream channel. Let me grab it. I hate how sometimes you can't ever. One second. Okay, hold on one second. I'm trying to find it now. Just had it. Oh, here it is. Okay. So here is a link to Kit's. Oh, I think it's just Kit now. That's where I was going wrong. It's not Kit Kat. It's just Kit. So here is a link to Kit's channel. She had Ali and Bendy on 2 days ago, I believe. I still have to watch it, but I grabbed the letter that she had showed. So when Leticia was in jail, and if you guys remember, hi Stacey Bobasi. If you guys remember, Leticia was planning that great escape where she was measuring the window and she was trying to get another inmate to help her escape with the promise of money and all of this great stuff. And they also found the letters in her cell, if you guys remember that. So I guess she was talking to Kit at this time. And this is Leticia's letter that she had wrote about it. And I didn't read it. I wanted to save my reaction because I like reacting in real time. But I'll also drop the direct link for the live with Ali, Bendy, and Kit over on Kit's channel. And this is that link. Okay. So Kit is a YouTuber. If you don't already know, Kit is a YouTuber. And she had reached out to Leticia initially with a letter, I believe, and then they began communication back and forth. We've heard a couple of calls with Kit. We've read a couple of letters with Kit. And so that's just context of who she is. And this is dated June 13th, 2020. Oh, I haven't read it yet. I'm so excited. I'm so excited right now. I love new letters. I just love them. And I really hope Kit gets to the place where she wants to share the letters and because I don't know, like each letter, it's very, there's always something good in there, you know, like it's so interesting to like watch her bounce from personality to personality. Hi, Rachel, not that Rachel. She has an amazing channel, Dog Mom. Like I said, it's not easy at all to be able to have a panel where the guest may be having it's just controversial, you know, it's very hard, but she's just good at it. She's good at that. All right. So this is June 13th, 2020. Oh, I'm excited. And I'll keep dropping her link throughout so you guys could go check out that live stream. I'll make a post on my community tab and share it out because I'm going to watch it when I get off. He probably is blue. Well, you know, it makes me sad, Natasha, because, and I remember when going over the calls where we heard Kit and Leticia, and we all, before we even ever knew really who Kit was, outside of just a voice on the phone, we were all upset because she was going through a hard time, you know, and then with Leticia, you know, it seemed like she would just brush it off and then get to her nonsense with the vampires and all of that. Nobody deserves to be manipulated like that, taken advantage of Leticia is a vampire. She's an emotional vampire. And so I hope for nothing but healing and positivity for Kit. But it makes me sad because somebody in that going through those types of things deserves support, not Leticia. I know, and that's what I was saying at the beginning of the live, Allie, that it's not easy. It's much harder than you think. It's easy to be in the chat and give your opinions, but when you're hosting a guest, you can't, be on the offense. You can't really tear apart what they're saying. They're a guest, and so you want to be respectful. And it can be very difficult, but you do a really good job with it. You do a really good job. Yeah, she's just good at that. Better than I would have done. So, but I just want to talk about the letter. And so this is dated June 13th, 2020. Again, this was shown on Kit's Live where she had Allie and Bendy on. I'll be dropping the link throughout. And so I guess this is about her great escape that did not go that well. So let's start. So it says, I will make this short as I didn't find your letter to be non-judgmental or nice. So wait, Allie, let me, for context purposes, because I didn't get to watch that stream yet. From what I understand is Kit found out about Leticia's attempt at escape. That's when Kit kind of shifted her feelings and thought that, well, hey, if you were innocent and didn't do this, you wouldn't be trying to escape. And she had written Leticia a letter confronting her about it. And this is Leticia's letter in response. Is that what I'm understanding? Right. Well, that's true, Scott. Absolutely. It all depends on what you're looking to obtain, I guess, from an interview or the panel. But I know that Allie would never do that to one of her guests. And she wants to keep it respectful and just try to understand, right? Not there to judge versus just to understand. Is that what this is about, Allie? Yes. Kit sent her a letter saying the escape makes her seem guilty. And what the fuck, basically. But yes. Okay. Thank you, Allie. So Leticia writes, I will make this short, and it's a 4-page letter. But notice her handwriting, because we have numerous letters of Leticia. Hi, Mama of 3. We have numerous letters of Leticia to compare to, and she has all different handwriting in each letter. I will make this short, as I didn't find your letter to be non-judgmental or nice. I understand real talk, but I have no clue what you are talking about. Money on my account? I'm not sure what that word is. And something I'm going to trust in the state or methods of legal counsel. Ooh, it's hard to read because the Kit logo thing is over it. Scott, I will put it this way. If I could ever get Amy Lang up, I wouldn't mind her leaving because I would have to ask a few hard questions. Hi, Rope Scal. Her handwriting changed too. Yeah, it definitely did, Allie, because we pulled up former letters with Kit. We pulled up former letters with WTAF, Truth, Wicked Truth, and F-bombs, and they were different depending on who she would sign as. They were different even when it was consistently from Leticia, but they were all different. And Amy Lang also said in her interview that Leticia started to mimic her handwriting. I can't read the full sentence. It's hard, but I'm going to do my best. So it says, so I don't know what you're talking about. Money on my account. I don't know what that freaking word is. I'm going to trust in the state or methods of legal counsel. Next, you have no idea what you are talking about. 1, you have seen my handwriting, and it's clearly an imitation. Okay, so stop right there. Hi, Megsy. Oh my goddess. Right, but you know what? Sometimes I could come off a certain way asking hard questions. That's what I'm saying. Allie does a good job. We saw the letter when she tried to escape, remember? Because even at the bottom, she signed it with a little window. Do you guys remember? And then it was like talking in code. So that's what she's referring to. She's like, 1, you have seen my handwriting and it's clearly an imitation. 2, the ward was talking about a movie where a guy pays millions to help him escape. I only said, I'm going to use a broomstick out loud. Other people were saying they were using a C4 bomb, while others said they were getting a helicopter to come on the rec yard. I remember this letter. Okay, I remember this. Oh, yeah, she would have been caught. It's not a damn... Hi, Aries. It's not a damn movie. Give me a break, Leticia. It was all jokes and fun until the deputy that hates me, denies attorney visits, and shows inmates YouTube videos of me came in and threatened the other inmate to tell on me and her girlfriend. Okay, Tisha. She is so dumb, Amaya fam. Like it was going to work. See, KPM commas are not her friend. Obviously, she was choosing me, not her girl. Then she gave her extra time out and commissary. The other girl, it's hard to read. The other girl, something horrible, but I wouldn't have pointed fingers at the person I loved either. So basically, it was another inmate's girlfriend who said it, but the other inmate didn't want to throw her girl under the bus, so she threw Leticia under the bus. Feels, thank you. Can you blame her? So contrary to your... God, what is... Dude, maybe I should have read this before going live. Contrary to your... It looks like it says womb, but it's not womb. Contrary to your... Anybody? Could anybody help me? You know what? Hold on 1 second. Contrary to your words, oh God, that says words. Okay. So contrary to your words, there was no plan of anything, just stupid talk about a broom, which people who are smart will know. A broomstick was the weakest of all the responses to the movie. I, unfortunately, something to be out and about when the cop who makes my life miserable walked in. And you yourself should know that. It's okay to threaten my life, and the DA's office responds with free speech, but a broomstick is a crime? So we punish people for their thoughts and jokes now? Okay, we need to punish all of them. You should have realized how ridiculous that was. And if you find me guilty over a damn broomstick joke, which is not even in my hand, then I'm glad you aren't a jury member. I'll close now and hope that you aren't so quick to find me. I hope you aren't so quick to find me a letter that's made after this. I'm not screwed at all because I did not murder and abuse anyone. So you have your opinion. Everyone has one. I hate to see how you would act after the evidence hearing when the DA's office something to point a fake image and after evidence to the Pebbles liking. Jesus, I'm sorry, guys. I can't read this. To the public's liking. Experts will come in, handwriting experts too. Until then, you are right. Oh my God. I'll refrain from talking to something gain me. Sorry you feel that way. Smiley face, Letecia Stauch. I'm good. I can't read it, guys. I can't do it. It's too hard for me. I can't do it. Okay, wait. Okay. I will make this short as I didn't find your letter to be non-judgmental or nice. I understand real talk, but I have no clue what you are talking about. Money on my account. And I'm not going to trust in the strategic methods of my legal counsel. Next, you have no idea what you are talking about. 1, you have seen my handwriting and it's clearly an imitation. 2, the ward was talking about a movie where a guy pays millions to help him escape. I said, I'm going to use a broomstick out loud. Other people were saying they were using a C4 bomb, while others said they were getting a helicopter to come on the rec yard. It was all jokes and fun until the deputy that hates me denies attorney visits and shows inmates YouTube videos of me, came in and threatened the other inmate to tell on me or her girlfriend. Obviously, she was choosing me, not her girl. Then she gave her extra time out and commissary. The other girl feels horrible, but I wouldn't have pointed fingers at the person I loved either. I wouldn't have pointed fingers at the person I loved either. Can you blame her? So contrary to your words, there were no plan to escape or anything, just stupid talk about a broom, which people who are smart will know. A broomstick was the weakest of all the responses to the movie. I, unfortunately, happened to be out and about when the cop who makes my life miserable walked in. And you yourself should know that. It's okay to threaten my life, and the DA's office responds with free speech, but a broomstick is a crime? So we punish people for their thoughts and jokes now. Okay, we need to punish everyone then. You should have realized how ridiculous that was. And if you find me guilty over a broomstick joke, which is not even in my handwriting, then I'm glad you aren't a jury member. I'll close now, and I hope that you aren't so quick to find me a letter that's made me guilty after this. I'm not screwed at all because I did not murder and abuse anyone. So you have your opinion. Everyone has one. I hate to see how you would act after the evidence hearing when the DA's office goes to paint a fake image and alter evidence to the public's liking. Experts will soon come in. Handwriting experts too. Until then, you are right. I'll refrain from talking to people against me. Sorry you feel that way. God has it. Smiley face, T Stauch. So I'm good. Smiley face. Okay, that's what it's read. Sorry. I had a clearer copy. I remember this one. Dude, she is something else. She is something else for certain. Yeah, she said that, I guess, Leticia last week that, oh my God, why can't I talk tonight? Leticia last reached out a month ago, but I think she said that she didn't respond to that one. But I have to rewatch Allie's stream because sometimes I can't absorb and hear everything in the moment. I have to kind of go back over and watch it again. She is. Ugh. Yeah, she's so self-righteous. Well, you know, I'm not gonna sit here and kind of like get into the Kit stuff and where she's at. I just wanted to read the letter. I remember that letter. I remember as soon as I saw the helicopter landing pad, I remember that. I do remember that. Oh, is there? Aries, thank you for the heads up. Jack. Thank you, Jack. At Shacto at most of Jade. Clap cheeks. You involved Shacto now? You dick. Thank you so much, Jack. That is so very appreciated, though. Thank you, Aries. Oh, wow. Okay. Thank you, Aries. Yeah, Tisha would never. Tisha would never. Yeah, Ali, I'll message you. Where have you? We missed you last time, Megsy. Well, Caleb, I think that they should study her brain now and then post-mortem, honestly. I'd be really interested in it. Hi, Rando. So, all right. I know Ali showed me, excuse me, the updates in Leticia's lawsuit, too. Where'd the denied one go? Hold on. I don't know if the denied is first. Is that first or? Okay. So I wanted to skim through these too. Hi, Aaron. So some of Leticia's lawsuit was denied. And it says the plaintiff brings this pro se civil rights action. She's in the custody of Topeka Correctional Facility. She is a prisoner housed at TCF. She was on April 29th, the court screened plaintiff's amended complaint and entered a memorandum and order dismissing Leticia's claims regarding her security classification and housing assignment, and dismissing her claims against Valerie Watts and Centrum. So if you guys remember, she made that lawsuit and she had a list. Because Homer, she filed a lawsuit, and so the updates on the docket, you could access them. And so a lot of it got dismissed, but not all of it, guys. Yeah, Little Red. Oh, shout out to Little Red. So the court found that the proper processing of Leticia's remaining claims could not be achieved without additional information from appropriate KDOC officials. So remember, she claimed sexual assault. She claimed stuff about religion, stuff about food, everything. So accordingly, the court ordered the appropriate KDOC officials to prepare and file a Martinez report regarding the remaining claims. That's where we last left off. That I remember that. So they're seeking to add proof of continued Eighth Amendment violations and continued retaliation by TCF staff. Now, what's interesting is, hi, Saffron, after listening to the Spencer Wilson interview yesterday and the Bethel interview, you guys, she was claiming about the amendments in the Constitution and being violated from day one. It's so weird seeing it in actual court documents, though. So she is seeking to add proof of continued Eighth Amendment violations and continued retaliation by TCF staff. So Leticia alleges that based upon religious comments she made to mental health providers on April 23rd, she was moved to crisis. Leticia alleges she was not assessed by Dr. Nelson despite protocol in place to send a resident to do a mental health assessment. Leticia alleges that she was not disruptive or suicidal, and her placement on crisis was retaliation. Leticia alleges that she was assaulted by Sergeant Jacques when he placed her in a restraint chair without an assessment by the doctor. Leticia also seeks to add Sergeant Jacques as a defendant. So now she's looking to add more people. Leticia alleges that she was in the restraint chair for 6 hours and was on crisis level from April 23rd to May 1st. This is just 2 months ago, guys. Leticia also makes claims regarding her conditions during the time frame. So the court denies Leticia's motion to amend, although a plaintiff is entitled to amend a complaint once a matter of right under, XYZ. Leticia has already filed an amended claim and is no longer entitled to amend as a matter of right. Leticia's motion does not include a proposed amended complaint. A proposed amended complaint, which must be on court-approved form, must be attached to a motion to amend. So Leticia's motion sets forth facts surrounding an incident occurring after she filed her amended complaint. If she believes she has cause of action based on her placement on crisis level and interactions with Sergeant Jacques, she should file a complaint after exhausting the facility's administrative grievance procedures regarding the claim. Leticia has also filed 2 claims for reconsideration. So the court has ordered a Martinez report in this case due June 28th. Leticia cautioned that the court's M&O provides that address to the amended complaint shall be filed under the Martinez report. The court will address the motions for reconsideration. So Leticia's motion to amend is denied, and Leticia should refrain from filing any further submissions until the Martinez report has been filed and reviewed by the court. And the KDOC should include any response to Leticia's motions for reconsideration in the Martinez report. So this was just dated June 7th, but I want to show you guys, and I'm sorry, I don't know why I can't talk today. Thank you, Midakai Oyesin, again, and I'm so sorry if I am butchering that, but welcome, and thank you so much for becoming a member. I don't know why I can't talk tonight. All of my words are coming out like shit, but oh well. So then we have in Leticia's handwriting, okay. Really? Interesting. She hasn't washed that ass. She definitely has not. All right. I'm so sorry, Blue. CMD, I should. I'm so sorry, Blue, though. Oh, this is okay. So this is what it was responding to. I didn't know what order I was going in, but thank you, Allie. He tried to donate his brain. He was weird and would have loved that, but they couldn't take it because they were full. True story. Interesting. That's very, very interesting. I'm sorry for his passing, but that's very interesting. So that, and I'm sorry, guys, I read it backwards, but basically that was the response to this. Leticia submitted this and it was denied. So let's read what Leticia was trying to get done. So Leticia versus Jeff Zamuda, defendant. Motion to amend. Comes now Letecia Stauch, and look at the difference with the handwriting that we just saw with Kit's letter. I asked the court to allow the plaintiff to amend the USC 1983 to add the first Sergeant Jacques and to add information from Exhibit 3 timeline as a result of retaliation. In addition, plaintiff Leticia has personal injury and sickness to add as a result of cruel and unusual punishment as addressed in the USC 1983 submitted prior. In addition, by amending the petition, Leticia can add supporting information for continued Eighth Amendment violations. Can you, girl? Exhibit 3, timeline. Stauch, April 23rd to May 1st, proof of Eighth Amendment continued violation and continued retaliation. Note, Passover was April 22nd to April 30th. Poor Tisha. This all happens during Passover. So Harley went live, Homer. I think it was Homer who asked. That would be interesting, CMD. So where'd the comment go? Jesus. Harley said a couple, like last month to 2 months ago when she went live on TikTok that she has spoken to Al since the trial, but not much more information on it. So Passover was April 22nd to April 30th. On April 23rd, Leticia met with mental health around 8:45 a.m. and made a religious comment based on my faith and beliefs. April 23rd, 6 hours later, First Sergeant Jacques forced Leticia off the phone and moved Leticia to crisis. Oh yeah? What did you say? What kind of comment did you say, Leticia? Let's be real. We could get those reports. So don't lie. So, 6 hours had passed since the religious conversation had passed. Really, Leticia? Leticia's so smart. Listen to her. 6 hours had passed since the religious conversation had passed. You couldn't have rephrased that a bit better, given that this is a legal document, Leticia? B, there is protocol in place to send a resident to do a mental health assessment by Dr. Nelson. Leticia was not assessed by Dr. Nelson and was placed on crisis for a First Amendment right. This was retaliation by the facility for legal actions. Leticia was not suicidal nor disruptive. No doctor. No malicious. This is so Boone-like. Leticia was assaulted by First Sergeant Jacques and then placed in a restraint chair without Dr. Nelson. Without Dr. Nelson assessing, why'd she write accessing the situation? Why did she write accessing this? But she's a doctor, right? You would be assessing the situation, not accessing the situation, Leticia. Sweet dreams, Kimberly. Oh my God. So without Dr. Nelson accessing the situation or agreeing to do a placement in the chair. This is retaliation because First Sergeant said his family was the attorney and to stop filing legal documents. This became cruel and unusual. Underline. A, stayed in the restraint chair for 6 hours without food, water, or the ability to use the bathroom. Pause. You said the same damn thing about the Bethel interview, yet you were given Hot Pocket. You were offered to order any food, just not lobster. You had a Coke, you had a Gatorade, you had a water. You were able to use the restroom multiple times. What are you talking about? So if that's anything like the Bethel interview, I call bullshit. B, prison officials had no reasonable justification for the deprivation. C, facility was then able to pack out all belongings and went through all legal notes against facility. Some notes of relevance are missing. D, from April 23rd to April 25th, Leticia was left without clothing, shampoo, soap, bed, other hygiene like toothbrush, toothpaste, etc. Leticia was denied the Passover meal that Chaplain Waller had approved. You're telling me you were naked in this restraint chair, Leticia? But I love how bed was just thrown in there as if it was like a toiletry. Like I was denied clothing, shampoo, soap, bed, and other hygiene, like toothbrush and toothpaste. Why is bed thrown in there like that? Okay. I was denied bed, yo. Oh my gosh. E, Leticia missed the entire Passover meals and tradition and was told to stop all legal action by First Sergeant Jacques, Captain Roberts, and others. Oh, head? No, she wouldn't have wrote head. It wrote bed. Bedhead. Oh, bed hard, bedhead. Yeah, gotcha. Remained in crisis for my beliefs from April 23rd to May 1st for punishment of exposing religious violations at TCF and for filing a legal action in a Kansas court. F, the restraint chair was against policy of 2 hours, and TCF policy says the chair is not used for a crisis unless a doctor evaluates the individual for the chair. It was 6 hours, and a doctor did not come into the pod to evaluate the situation or access plaintiff. G, during April 25th to May 1st, Leticia was forced to live in a cell that had feces from another resident before. Excuse me. Hi, Michelle Denise. Excuse me. Well, she alters Olivia only from speaking first person to third person, from plaintiff to me. I got it. But you throw feces in your cellmate's face, you smear menstrual blood on the walls, and you're complaining about feces being in another cell and it violating it. Get the hell out of here. It was probably from you, girl. So Leticia was forced to live in a cell that had feces from another resident before. There was blood. Oh my God. See? There was blood on the window and floor from another individual. The pit overflowed in the cell several times to include bad odors and sewer gas. Leticia, that was you. You threw doo-doo water. You threw feces. You painted the walls with your menstrual blood. Are you serious? They probably just put you back in the same cell that you did the damage in. Issues were ignored, and officials are deliberate and indifferent once becoming aware. The defendants involved, you ask? First Sergeant Jacques was aware of these issues and relayed the information to defendant Donna Hook. Leticia personally contacted Darcy Holthos, and plaintiff's family contacted Larry Turner. Form 9 to KDOC. This isn't a form. Defendants have taken adverse action against Leticia that would deter a person of ordinary firmness from continuing to engage in that conduct. In addition to the 3-hour room searches, the defendants continue to deny programs, groups, industry jobs, dog programs. She shouldn't be around any animal. advanced education, and any mental or physical rehabilitation that other similarly situated inmates have. Then, on April 23rd, I was put into crisis for my religious beliefs and remained there for filing a habeas and a USC 1983. Hey, Bushi. On this day, I went to a mental health sick call and we had a conversation about religious beliefs. We, being Miss Coffingham and myself, around 8:45 a.m. At 2:45 p.m., 6 hours, I was removed from the phone and told by First Sergeant that he was using a religious comment that I made to take me up for a crisis evaluation. 6 hours had passed and there was no concern from staff. Instead, he threw me against a shower wall and then in a restraint chair because I always grieved him and for seeking legal remedies. He stated, "This is what you get for grieving me and filing First Amendment claims." End quote. Do you think that really is what he said? Listen to that quote. Good night, Jams. This is what you get for grieving me and filing First Amendment claims. Really, though? Really, did he really say that? This was done maliciously, no malicious, and a result of exercising a protected right. To make matters worse, defendants left me in a crisis as a punishment and a restraint chair for 6 hours against policy, amounting to cruel and unusual punishment. I was in crisis from April 23rd to May 1st during the entire Passover. Again, another form of retaliation keeping me from practicing my religious beliefs. Passover was April 22nd to April 30th. I did not receive any doctors, nor was I in any kind of trouble. They waited 6 hours to come up with a plan to use force and maliciously punish me. First Sergeant Jacques told me that his family were the attorneys and I needed to stop all legal actions. I never had any initial crisis evaluation and all actions were a result of filing legal remedies. Similarly situated residents. This is a fucking legal document, you guys. Resident names and summary of residents. Letecia Stauch, treated disparately. Note, not a disciplinary issue and constantly retaliated on by TCF. No programming, denied rehabilitation, dog program, most jobs, access to the CO courts, outside medical, and right to the attorney. So outside medical, like when you wanted to go to your own personal dentist to get your veneer fixed. Resident Hillrod, considered a lifer per KDOC policy. Works an industry job, access to Kansas court for appeals, and access to an attorney, First Amendment rights, and treated fairly and equally. So she's using another inmate to literally compare how they are treated versus how she is treated. Yep. You can't be multiple. Like, you have to choose one in there. Resident Kirkpatrick. So she's choosing another inmate. No constitutional rights violated. No retaliation. Access to courts and attorney. Has First Amendment rights and an industry job. You cannot compare yourself to other inmates. Trisha Evans. Similar charges, several DRs, escaped out of 2 fences and sentenced to life. But she has access to Kansas court, access to medical, gatekeeper, housing out all day, incentive unit, and does not have mail tampered with, no cruel and unusual punishment or retaliation. Another inmate, Green, considered a lifer per KDOC policy, escape history, treated fairly and no violation of constitutional rights, housed away from predators and Eighth Amendment violations. We have inmate Miles, escape history, program opportunities, no constitutional rights violated, preferential treatment in housing, and no retaliation. Another inmate, oh my, she is just listing off all of the inmates she is in there with. How would she know? Inmate Al-Qadi, considered a lifer per KDOC policy, but they have no constitutional rights violated. They are housed away from predators and Eighth Amendment violations, and there's no retaliation. Then we have Marcella Spencer, several DRs. She is a lifer, restricted areas, several law acts, several lewd acts. But she has access to the courts, appellate attorney, not retaliated on for exercising her First Amendment, housing out all day, access to programs, rehabilitation, safe, etc. Okay. Contamination, toxins, sewer gas, etc. These are beyond discomfort or inconvenience and demonstrate that these conditions of confinement pose an unreasonable risk of serious damage to health and safety. I Sell House, December 8th, sewer gas overflow with human waste. The 14th, toxins through vents, no ventilation. No, what about the little woman? Damn it. What happened to the little vet lady screaming for meth? R.I.P. December 23rd, sewage leaks and gas, no ventilation. The 24th, Christmas Eve, high concentration sewer gas and waste. January 14th, contaminated water and human waste. The 15th, contaminated water and human waste. The 16th, contaminated water exposure. March 2nd, sewage and human waste. The 3rd, sewage and human waste. The 19th, toxins unknown, no ventilation. April 4th, overflow with human waste. April 27th, water contamination. May 11th, sewage and human waste. May 13th, toxins from showers in 1B, evacuated for 30 minutes due to fumes and sickness, but we were forced to return. Cafeteria, ongoing water leaks, standing water, constant, visible mold in food preparation and serving areas, and bugs and rodents daily. From Letecia Stauch. XOXO Gossip Girl. And it was denied. Because if you're going to start, one, you can't just keep adding on, okay? It's already in the process and waiting the Martinez report. But she's in Disneyland. Yep, she is human waste. She is human waste. Well, it wasn't even filed freaking properly. That was ridiculous. First of all, okay, she has nothing else to do. So you would think that she would put a little bit more effort into having a clear, outlined, organized, neatly written document, you know? Yeah, it almost sounds like, wait, could it be prison? Yeah. Oh, man. All right. I wanted to go over this clip from trial. It's 15 minutes, but this is where Leticia admits to killing Gannon. So I just want to give a trigger warning for anybody who may not want to watch this, that I'm going to pull it up. Because we watched the Gruesing interview. We watched that we just got done with the Bethel interview. I wanted to pull this up. We watched the Spencer Wilson interview yesterday. We watched the police walkthrough of the house. So I wanted to watch this, and we're going to be doing court highlights. And thank you for the person who mentioned to me about, I forgot the name of the channel, but that has the 10-hour video with Leticia. Thank you. that helps. Because I wanted to go over some of Al's testimony, Dakota's, Harley's, Dr. Dorothy Lewis, but not like the whole trial, just some things about it. But this is where Leticia, this is the closest she ever got to admitting to killing Gannon. But in this version of events, she's already pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity. And this is where she's going to claim that she saw a figure with a cape. Okay? And it's hard. It's a hard listen. All right. So at this point, she was being interviewed. She's already incarcerated. She changed her plea, not guilty by reason of insanity. And this is what her admission was. Okay. And this is to the left because it's from Law and Crime. This is the live feed of it being played at trial. And that, yes, thank you, KBM. That's what it was. The crime timeline. Yes. And I appreciate that. I clicked it and I saw it. I just kind of have to go through it and figure out what order I'm going to do it in. So thank you so much for letting me know. Hi, Becky P. So the top left is the live feed. Leticia is in the middle of her attorneys. Her head is down. And this is it being played at trial for the first time. I was shocked when I saw this.
Eggers, Angelica, that's Eggers' family, and Lena are all in the house. Harley, Lena, I think Angelica was laying down, and Ty was on his way back. Ty goes to school in Florida. Ty was on his way back here.
Okay, hold on.
Family, Harley, Eggers, Angelica, that's Eggers' family,
And okay, me, Harley. I didn't hear the other one. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I could do that. Hold on. But then I'll have to. Okay, hold on 1 second. 1 second. Let me see if I could do this. All right.
me, Harley, Eggers, Angelica, that's Eggers' family, and
So she's still going with the Edgar, Angelica. That's Edgar's family. Yeah. Angel. You guys know Angel, okay?
Lena are all in the house. Harley,
So Edgar, Angel, Edgar, Harley, Lena, they were all in the house, okay?
Lena, I think Angelica was laying down, and Ty was on his way back. Ty goes to school in Florida.
And Ty was on his way back. Ty goes to school in Florida. Her son, Ty, her imaginary son.
Ty was on his way back here. Whenever that noise again, I realized my handgun is in the car. I said I never drove my car. It was in the car all day. Me and her jump up, okay? But here And I start going down the stairs slowly, and I run back up the stairs. And I was like, downstairs. Now, I don't know who's downstairs, what's going on. I don't even know if anyone's in the house or if it's just the people looking or what's going on. When we go back down the stairs, Edgar has the other handgun on him.
So she's talking about all of these people were in her house, including her daughter. No problem dragging Harley into this, right? And her and Edgar go downstairs. They hear some noise. Edgar has the handgun. One second. Edgar has the handgun, okay? They're looking for Gannon.
Crossing over the front stairwell is someone in a, it looks like a cape. Okay? So it's like a cape wrapped around them. Goes straight into the back bedroom. As soon as I see them,
So someone who looks like they have a cape, woof, into the back bedroom. Yeah, this is just, please keep in mind how long she has been arrested at this point, how much time has passed, and this is the best defense she could come up with.
go to the straight back bedroom, I'm going to instantly go with the protection mode. I went to go grab the gun off, like from Edgar, because I thought the person in the cape, I didn't know who it was. I happened with the whole Michael, the archangel, the whole thing had happened with my stepdad. And
So she goes into defense mode. And I know it's so hard to hear. That's why I'm trying to like say it to you guys. When she and Edgar are walking down the stairs and she sees this figure run past in a cape, she goes into defense mode. And she goes to grab the gun out of Edgar's hand. Because, you know, all of this stuff with her stepdad after her upbringing, everything with Michael, the archangel, you know, she's in defense mode. So here, once again, Leticia is the hero. Leticia is the parent who is protecting.
I happened with the whole Michael, the archangel, the whole thing had happened with my stepdad. And I grabbed it from him. The gun hits me and then hits the person in the cape.
So she says hits because it's a lot easier than saying shoot. She claims she shot herself. You know, now don't ask where that injury is because it doesn't exist, but it hits her, aka shoot, in a cape. Oh my God, I really can't talk tonight. I am so sorry. Cape, Kate, in a cape. And she grabs that gun and she shoots herself. And then she shoots the person in the cape, aka Gannon.
The whole Michael, the archangel, the whole thing had happened with my stepdad. And I grabbed it from him. The gun hits me and then hits the person in the cape. At the time, I didn't know who the person in the cape was. Oh, standing on top of the bed. I didn't know at the time it was standing on top of the bed until later on when I sat down with my attorneys and we put it together and realized it. I didn't know until that point that it was Gannon standing.
So I didn't know. Well, Kate, what she does is she projects. And if you guys didn't pick that up from Allie's live that she just did with Kit, and Kit was saying all of the things I shared with her, all of a sudden she started acquiring my stories and she started relaying it as if it happened to her. That's what she does. All of the kites, all of the incident reports, the pretext calls, Leticia will describe what happened to Gannon, but she says it happens to her. Okay. So now she's saying she hits herself because it's distancing techniques. It's distancing techniques. It's easier to say hit than it does to say shoot. It's easier to say then it hit the person instead of saying Gannon. She doesn't know who the person in the cape was initially, and it wasn't until later, all the way later, after she was arrested, after she started talking to her lawyers, that she realized it was Gannon. It was Gannon standing on the bed. She thought it was an adult because he was tall, but he wasn't tall at all. It was just little Gannon standing on the bed, which made him appear tall.
When I sat down with my attorneys and we put it together and realized it, I didn't know until that point that it was Gannon's sin. Because prior to that, I thought the whole like Chapo thing. We've put it together over and over and over, and I sit and I cry with them. I did this with them and everything. The only thing that comes to my mind is that the way the cover was wrapped, that's what had to look like the cape.
So it took her having to talk with her lawyers, cry with her lawyers over and over before they realized, oh, it wasn't a tall adult. It was little child Gannon standing on the bed. And it wasn't a cape at all, sir. It was the blanket wrapped around him. You know, because is this a pitch dark room? There had to be a source of light for you to even claim to have seen a cape. What? It was there wind? Was the cape flopping in the wind? A blanket was disguised as a cape, yet it was a comforter. It wasn't a tiny blanket. And this is the best she came up with.
I did this with them and everything. The only thing that comes to my mind is that the way the cover was wrapped, that's what had to look like the cape.
Exactly.
The way that he had the cover wrapped around him. They can see what they want, whatever about me. I never would purposely hurt Gannon or hurt anyone that I would have thought it would have been Gannon. Never in a million years, okay? Never. Had these kids all over the country. If I was going to do something like that, it was somewhere in another country.
She loves to do this, and I notice she loves to do this. Leticia likes to say, I would never. Listen, I've had these kids all around the country. I did everything for the kids. If I wanted to hurt them, I would have done it any other time. Okay. Chris Watts appeared to be a great dad too. Right? We can sit here all day and list all of the good. That does not negate the bad. Okay, you've been to Alaska. What the fuck does that mean? It's not possible for you to murder Gannon because you've been all across the country. You were all across the country because Al's job, not because of you. You were very blessed, but you didn't look at it like that, right? But this is bargaining. This is trying to rationalize, trying to convince you I couldn't have hurt him because we went across the country where his dad worked. Does that make sense?
Never in a million years, okay? Never. Had these kids all over the country. If I was going to do something like that, it was somewhere in another country. Like, come on, like people who want to kill people do it because they want to take someone's life. That's not what happened.
Okay.
They paint me as this monster and I did all these crazy things. I never once knew it was Gannon. I, in fact, didn't even know it was Gannon until later on. The reason I did was Lena. I guess the noise woke Lena up. If you read the report, Lena told you that she helped carry Gannon's body.
It's going to be hard. I forgot to give you the guys this as context if you don't remember. She said the murder didn't happen Monday. She said it happened throughout the night. And Lena woke up from the noise. Hence why she's claiming Harley was home, Aguarda, Ty, Angel. If I'm not mistaken, she had even claimed it happened Saturday night at one point. But Leticia's narrative is he wasn't alive on Monday now. And she references, this is what makes me mad, she had access to the discovery because when she went pro se, and she got access to Lena's safe passage interview. I keep talking to you guys about that safe passage interview, okay? Lena details helping Leticia carry Gannon. And so she's about to use what's in that safe passage interview and manipulate it to fit this version of the story.
Reason I didn't use Lena, I guess the noise was Lena. If you read the report, Lena told you that she helped carry Gannon's body. That report in her interview, she says on that Gannon's body's not moving. That's because she was there and she helped carry Gannon's body to the car.
So she's saying I see it's confusing, Nancy Grape, because there was a version where she said Saturday night. There was a version where she said Monday night. I don't remember which one it is because she has so many fucking versions. She has so many versions, but no, it wouldn't have been Monday night because, oh, well, wait, actually, it may have been shit. I don't even remember. There's so many different versions, but either way, it wouldn't have been at the actual time where the murder occurred. But she's using Lena's words, and I sorry, I struggle with this because I don't know what's true. I think that Lena was honest. Yeah, Julie. She got access to this and then she fucking tried to form a story to fit around poor Lena. Lena did say she helped carry Gannon. I could pull Lena's safe passage interview back up after this if you guys don't remember it. Lena, there's only about half of that interview can we confirm based on evidence we have, and it adds up. I think Lena was being honest, not saying that she would intentionally lie versus something Leticia told her, but she says that she had to help carry Gannon down the stairs to his room. He couldn't walk. And then she explained Gannon was sleeping, and they asked, how do you know he was sleeping? What did he look like? And Lena laid down on the couch with her arms next to her and her eyes closed, not moving. Now, Leticia's trying to use this as, see, he was dead, and Lena helped me carry him to the car. Oh my God. Like her destruction, and I'm sorry, I'm struggling with words here because her destruction has no end. Like, she didn't give a shit, okay? But I think there is truth to that, just not how Leticia is saying it. That after that horrific candle video, that last time we hear Gannon alive on a video, where he's crying and talking about his burns, we know that he then did pass out, and Harley said goodnight to him, remember? He did get back downstairs in his room. I don't know if she administered the hydrocodone at that point and he knocked out. And Lena may have to help carry him. And he was just so out of it and loopy. He couldn't respond or use his legs. This is just horrific. Well, she recorded that because she was trying to back up the story the same way she took photos of the candle and the burns. And then the same way she took photos of Gannon in his room at 8 in the morning, passed out in his bed. She was the same reason she made Harley go down there and say goodnight. Proof. She thought this would be proof to back up what she was claiming. He was injured Sunday night. There was blood under those candle burns on the carpet.
Body's not moving. I told you that she helped carry Gannon's body. That reported her interview. She says on that Gannon's body's not moving. That's because she was there and she helped carry Gannon's body to the car. I couldn't get him up the stairs. I didn't even know it was Gannon at that time until I moved it. I lose it. Like, I am all over the place, like screaming, crying. That's how Lena hears me. Lena tells me, now Harley's still asleep. She hasn't woke up to read any of this. Harley's a hard sleeper. Lena helps me tote Gannon up the stairs. I'm throwing up, like, blood, the side of him. Like, I literally don't, Gannon is still alive. Gannon is barely talking. We try to get him up steps. We did. We take him up steps. I'm like all over the place. We get out the garage to go to the car. And I blanked out. Because at this point, I think I was in complete and utter shock. And I know I'm throwing up because I see all this later. So when I tell you I know I'm doing something, I sit back and written a timeline and looked at everything and figured, this out because I was just on it. I remember being in the car on the passenger side, and we were taking Gannon to the hospital. But I was on the...
You were taking Gannon to the hospital, yet you didn't know it was Gannon. And you were throwing up and you were sick, right? And you know this because you created a timeline or you could see it in video. Right.
Passenger side, and we were taking Gannon to the hospital. But I was on the passenger side.
Okay. See, I don't know if... See, that this confused me. So I don't know if she's talking about Sunday night and that's why I said it. I think she might... I don't freaking know, man. It's hard to realize. Hi, Melissa.
Now my leg's
Yeah, we
bleeding,
can try.
which, if you look at the footage from the hospital, you can see where I got hit with a bullet. Okay? So my leg's bleeding. And that's probably why there was a little bit of my blood on the car.
That's probably why there's a little bit of my blood on the car.
And that's probably why there was a little bit of my blood on the car. I don't know at this point. I don't know if she went back in the wake-up party. I don't know anything because I remember waking back up in the car and being like, there's no palm trees. Now, you say, what is palm trees? In South Carolina, when you go to the hospital and there's palm trees, it's on the Grand Strand. That's why it's called Grand Strand. The beach, and then there's palm trees. I didn't see any palm trees when we were in the car, so I didn't think I was on the right road. But I was in the passenger seat, not in the driver's seat. Next thing I know, when I wake back up, I hear a loud noise, like a howling noise, like a noise, and it reminds me of like when my grandpa died, and he made like this noise. That was the noise I heard when I wake back up and I'm in the garage, in the car. Now we look at camera footage and my car does go out 5 minutes. So leave the neighborhood.
See, she's talking about Sunday night. I knew she was talking about Sunday night. She's claiming this happened Sunday night. And she's accounting for after the candle, they all got in the car, right? No. Oh my God, which fucking night are they talking about? Because they never left Sunday night, but they left Tuesday morning. She pulls out of the car. Oh my God, I'm getting so confused. Let me go back and listen to what she's saying. I'm starting to get really fucking confused.
Garage in the car. Now we look at camera footage and my car does go out 5 minutes.
Yeah. That's Tuesday morning. When the car goes out for 5 minutes and comes back in, I told you that was when she moved his body, I guess technically the second time. So he was in the storage room Monday night. Tuesday morning, she loads the vehicle up in the Tiguan and she does the test run. Remember? 5 minutes and goes back in. And then she goes and drives to the airport, drops it off at short-term parking, gets the rental car, picks up Al, and drives back. So she's talking about Tuesday morning. So yeah, I guess she's claiming it happened Monday night now. Yes, thank you, Nancy Grape. So Monday into Tuesday. Dude, sorry. It gets very frustrating and confusing with how many different versions. So in this version, she's claiming Gannon didn't die till Monday night. Okay. Yeah, it's all a made up story, right? But see, this is what's pissing me off about how she went pro se and had access to the discovery. Do you hear what she's saying? That's why, with the evidence, you see the car going out for 5 minutes and coming back. She wanted access to the evidence to see what they had against her so she could build her fucking defense and narrative around it. She built a story around it. When you see that car driving out for 5 minutes, Gannon was already loaded in the back.
Back up and I'm in the garage in the car. Now we look at camera footage and my car does go out 5 minutes. So leave the neighborhood. So what we put together is that it must have been when I went out in the car hearing the noise, that must have been when Gannon took his last breath and I was still out of it. Oh, that's
how horrible. Now, what we do know is that there's always little truths in the lies. And she describes a horrible noise that snapped her back into sanity. Hi, Gypsy. And she says that that noise must have been Gannon taking his last breath. I think that that's a little truth in the lie. I think something like that would have been very significant and stood out in her memory. And I think he probably did make a noise when he took his last breath. And I think that that's why that's a detail she is including, because it's a detail that would have been very significant in her mind.
That it must have been when I went out in the car hearing the noise, that must have been when Gannon took his last breath and I was still out of it. Go back in and park the car. So, or come back to until Lena came back outside to the car. And Lena's asking what's going on, what's everything. I go in the house, Harley's face, Lena's face, they're all just like white, like they've seen a ghost, like they don't even know what's going on. Police, like the whole world, as if this ain't really going on. Like there is no way this happened. Like there's nothing wrong, y'all. Everything's fine. He's gonna be fine. He's gonna be home. That's when I started going through like all the motions of, you know, going to go get this part, because to me it wasn't really going on. Like this was, you can't even compare.
So it took her driving out Tuesday morning and coming back in, and Lena knocking on the car door with Harley, and Lena and Harley were white as ghosts. For her to be like, what? Everything's fine. Gannon's coming back. Everything's fine. Nothing. And that's when she went through the motions of picking everyone up, aka Al. The next stop was picking up Al at the airport. But you don't mention leaving the car. at the airport with Gannon's body in the back, right? Yeah, still incriminating her child and Lena. That's why when I heard Kit say, Leticia loved Lena, I had an issue with that. No, she did not, in my opinion. This is not love.
Really going on. Like, this was, you can't even compare this to a nightmare. To have gone through that, you can't compare it to a nightmare. That is far from a nightmare. And to know that he was speaking to me and Lena as we were trying to take him off the stairwell. And then it was like, none of it was real.
And she said, see, I think she's reversing it. Lena details helping Leticia bring Gannon down the stairs to the bedroom. Leticia is saying that Gannon was trying to speak to us while me and Lena brought him up.
To me and Lena as we were trying to take him off the stairwell. And then it was like, none of it was real. So I just started going into different personality of like, this ain't really going on. We got to find him. I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? I guess some.
And that's when I started going into a different personality, because this is how everyone who has dissociative identity disorder speaks. Then a whole nother personality came on. And I went into this didn't happen. That's not a different personality. That's denial, right? That would be denial. Not a different personality, but here's Leticia's version of, a different personality came and, he's going to come home. We got to find him. He's missing, yeah. It was never a lie. It was just a different personality. I don't know, Harlot. I don't know.
Going on. We got to find him. I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? I guess somehow I go on to the airport. I don't remember any of that, but I'm on footage going on to.
Oh, convenient. When there is hard evidence, she seems to skip over those parts, right? I don't remember going to the airport, parking the car that had his body in it, and going to get a rental. I can't excuse why I did something like that. So I'm just going to pretend I have no memory of it.
I guess somehow I go on to the airport. I don't remember any of that, but I'm on footage going on to the airport. I'm on footage just talking to people and saying, like, we're going to find him. Like, I don't really, remember that vividly. But I know I did it because I've seen it. I'm not going to lie and say I didn't do it because it was there. It's like me talking.
Convenient. So I'm not going to say it didn't happen because you guys have evidence and there's video of me doing it. So all I'll tell you is I don't remember. I don't know. That's great, Leticia.
Because I've seen it. I'm not going to lie and say I didn't do it because it was there. It's like me talking to people, me doing it. I got just disassociated and I was like, this is not real. That there is no way this happened. So Edgar, or another male, is a family member, and I'm not going to say their name. Somehow during this mix, when I was like going crazy.
Now listen to her incriminate Dakota. You want to know how evil she truly is? She finds out Dakota is going to be a witness. So what does Leticia do? She not only incriminates this fake Edgar, but she incriminates her fucking brother. Innocent brother. Now she says, I'm not going to say who he is because he's a family member, but she makes it very fucking clear she's trying to say her brother was involved.
Edgar, or another male, he's a family member, and I'm not going to say their name. Somehow during this mix, when I was like going crazy trying to go get Albert, and I was screaming at everybody, talking about it's an accident, it's an accident. I think they have one of the things reports where I was like, I didn't ever know it was Gannon because I really didn't. It was someone that came.
So again, listen to her. I think it's in one of the reports, and I said that she is literally referencing the discovery. The least she could have done is put together this story and not reference the evidence. But when she keeps referencing the evidence and the reports and the video footage, you are making it fucking very obvious this story is built around what they have against you. Hi, Anananan.
Accident is an accident. I think they have one of the things reports where I was like, I didn't ever know it was Gannon because I really didn't. It was someone that came. The reason he was taller was because the bed was sitting, like, you think a twin bed. He was standing on the bed. So to me or to whoever I was, thought that was a person in a cape. That's the only reason at all that the gun would have went. That is the only reason. And like I played this back, it's just 50 million times in my head. Like, was I in the right mind to turn the light switch on? No. My mind was in the protecting mode because he wasn't there. The police was there. He wasn't there. Where was he at? Like, this was somebody in the house. It was probably.
That's what it was. Yeah. Now it's all coming back to me. She's claiming that Gannon was missing already. It was Monday. He was missing. So when he appeared, and thank you, Nancy, for reminding me, when this person appeared, this figure appeared, she didn't think to turn on the light and check who it was. She thought, could this person have taken Gannon? Who is this person in a cape? And she just went into protective mode and shot him.
The protecting mode because he wasn't there. The police was there. He wasn't there. Where was he at? Like, this was somebody in the house. It was probably someone trying to molest him. It was probably someone trying to hurt one of us.
It was probably someone trying to molest him. But wait, it was probably someone trying to molest him, yet Gannon wasn't there. Gannon wasn't there. You just explained you couldn't rationalize why this stranger would be in your house, and it's not Gannon because Gannon wasn't there. But at the same time, you're saying that he was probably here to molest Gannon, yet Gannon wasn't there. So make that make sense.
The police was there. He wasn't there. Where was he at? Like, this was somebody in the house. It was probably someone trying to molest him. It was probably someone trying to hurt one of us. Add that to what I was already going through with my stepdad earlier in the day. Maria could have thought it was my stepdad. We could have thought it was anyone.
Maria could have thought it was my stepdad. Maria could have thought it was anyone. Maria, Maria Sanchez. Did you forget about her? She's that super Russian spy alter ego that Leticia has a split personality with.
Already going through with my stepdad earlier in the day. Maria could have thought it was my stepdad. We could have thought it was anyone who was trying to hurt anyone.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Patricia.
She's going to protect. That part of me goes into protection.
Good night, MK.
Everyone else around me. So there was never a moment. There's no murder. There's no hurt. There's no intent. Look, I had everything I wanted in my life. Career, this, that, you name it. There was no reason to hurt anyone in my home. I gained absolutely nothing out of hurting a child. But abuse, negativity, shit, crazy as an evil stubborn, I took care of this kid since he was born.
I took care of this kid since he was born. I gained nothing from hurting this child. right?
Negativity, shit, crazy as an evil stubborn. I took care of this kid since he was 1. So like, go through that. No, I had to carry him upstairs as he was dying. I could never in a million years tell anybody what it was like. I was not okay. I was not okay before because I felt working down with someone in a cape. Like, how do you even explain that again to mom that you think it's someone in a cape?
How do you even explain that to Gannon's mama? That you thought it was someone in a cape? You don't. You don't, Leticia. Hi, Nicola.
You can't. You know? But then what happened after was even worse because I never even moved again. Not going to incriminate.
Now, what happened after was even worse because I didn't even move Gannon's body. I know, Tyler. I didn't even move Gannon's body. Yep, she did because his mother won't. Exactly.
Because I never even moved again. Not going to incriminate anyone in the male person. I'm not going to do that. Because it wasn't any intent there to harm anybody. There was no intent for anything. I went crazy thinking I could raise him from the dead. I was driving him around the Burger King.
I went crazy thinking I could raise him from the dead. So here Leticia goes claiming she was driving around with Gannon's dead body, believing she could bring him back to life. Because again, good old Tisha, even after he's passed on, she will fight tooth and nail to bring him back to life. Super mom over here, right?
To harm anybody. There was no intent for anything. I went crazy thinking I could raise him from the dead. I was driving him around the Burger King, trying to get him Happy Meals. I freaking took him back to GameStop to get that $60 game that I told you.
She drove him to Burger King, I don't know, to get him a Happy Meal. She took him back to GameStop to get him a $60 game when he was dead. What?
I was driving him around the Burger King, trying to get him Happy Meals. I freaking took him back to GameStop to get that $60 game that I told you about that I told him to get earlier. That's how freaking crazy I was going. But I was like, he's going to wake up. You know, I don't know if y'all know Andrew Womack. I tried to find Andrew Womack's house, but he brought his son back from the dead from 5 hours at Memorial. And I grew up watching the Daily Gospel. And Andrew Womack, so I just kept thinking, like, God gives people power to bring it back from like this. It's not supposed to be happening. All while you not even believing this is even happening. That's how my mind shifts. The older male person finally at some point told my mom that I had completely lost it because I told you my mom came out here.
So the other person, her brother, that she's not going to incriminate, hi ATS, finally told my mom. So again, she's already putting together this other male that she's not going to name and incriminate. Told her mom, so whoever it is has contact with her mom, that Leticia has finally lost it. Look at her incriminating her fucking brother, who had no involvement.
My mom that I had completely lost it because I told you my mom came out here. My mom, brother, they They were all, you have lost it. You can't bring somebody back from the dead. They already knew, but they weren't going to, involve themselves in it like you.
So it took her family saying, you can't bring someone back from the dead, Leticia. So did her family know? I think that emotion from her brother was real and raw. But look at her incriminating her family. Her mom had to tell her, you can't bring someone back from the dead, Leticia. Did she tell her mom? I don't think so. Was her brother involved the way she said? No. But look at how easily she's willing to throw her own blood under the bus for murder. You do believe her mother knew Little Red? Leticia lies about everything. I've never once seen Leticia. Hi, Pepper. I've never once seen Leticia tell the truth, so I wouldn't think that she did now. I don't. It is disturbing.
They were all, you have lost it. You can't bring somebody back from the dead. They already knew, but they weren't going to, involve themselves in it like you are going crazy. You need to go to a hospital. I didn't have anything to do with body being moved. I really kept saying he has to get back to China. That's where his grandma and grandpa have a farm. That's where he was like, the person left me, couldn't carry him anymore. And the whole thing was him to be buried in South Carolina. It wasn't to be like, something else. That was a horrible thing. I was not well enough to get him there. That's why the male person is the person who tampered with evidence and who.
So that's why the male person who tampered with evidence, her brother. I was
not well enough to get him there. That's why the male person is the person who tampered with evidence and who tampered with the body. That was not me. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that. I know with him and fired weapon and did do this part. I'm telling you. It was him. I started the person in the case that broke in the house. And then freaking, you think about a cape. What if cobalt colors are on a cape? Red, black. What do I think about? What was going on in my mind during the day for my stepdad? If someone was trying to molest him, if someone was hurting these kids, just going through my brain. Or I didn't even have my own handgun on me. I didn't even like guns. I didn't even shoot a gun. Not even me, Maria could shoot a gun. I can't shoot them. So yeah. And if someone to get to hear the truth of it, it's the hardest thing because people were like, oh, why didn't you turn the light on?
This is after Pepper.
I sit there and told my therapist and people that, do you think I had that thought process? There was never even a thought to be like, hey, that's not even a thought I had. But the thought is when Maria comes, it protects whoever's in this house. That's exactly what happened. There was no pain. There was no hurt. There was no ill will. There was no anger. There was no passion. I looked at every definition they have in this book because I was obsessed on it. None of that is right. That is not what happened. And you can't even say there's no self-defense because you need to know. I thought this was someone else. How do I know who this is? I'm not in the right mindset to decide.
So she's saying, and the audio is horrible, but she's saying that everyone wants to say you can't say self-defense this or self-defense that, but How do I know who this is, Gannon? How was I supposed to know who this is? I wasn't in my right state of mind. I was self-defending.
How do I know who this is? I'm not in the right mindset to decide, to make that decision. I didn't know right or wrong to who this was, what I was doing. My mind goes to, there's kids in this home, there's Lena, there's Harley, and one of my kids are missing.
So her mind goes to, there's Angel, there's Edgar, there's Harley, there's Lena, there's Ty, but one of her sons are missing. And so she did what she had to do. Now I'm going to read you guys this Lena's safe passage interview just so you could remember what she said. Okay? Now, for context, if you guys ever watched like the Burke Ramsey, that was like a safe passage interview where it's a different setting when they have to talk to minors. And so Lena, after everything Lena had gone through, okay, they did their best to get the information that they could. She had just experienced severe trauma, still experiencing severe trauma. She's listening to her mom and dad trying to figure out what's going on. And God only knows what Leticia said to her. Well, no, Tyler, because she referenced Maria in what we just watched. So she thought of it by now. So Lena's safe passage interview says, Karen started the interview by attempting to build a rapport with Lena. Karen told Lena that during this interview, she is not in trouble and they just want to talk about stuff that is true and real. Lena nodded her head yes. She would talk to Karen. However, during this interview, Lena struggled to remain still, and on at least 2 occasions, she ran out of the interview room. Lena was 8 years old. Due to Lena being unable to focus, a full interview could not be completed. However, the following information was obtained. Lena said they went hiking on Sunday, January 26th. She began to explain the hike. She said at the end of the hike, Gannon used the bathroom in his pants. Hi, Jenny. Lena says later that night, there was a fire. Gannon forgot to put his candle out, and the candle got knocked over. Now again, let me pause for a second. That doesn't mean that that's what happened versus that's what she was told. So Lena says there was a fire. Gannon forgot to put his candle out, and the candle got knocked over. Tisha saved Bubba's. Bubba is a nickname that Lena uses for Gannon. Tisha put blankets over Gannon to put out the fire. Gannon had a little bit of fire on his shirt. When Lena was describing where the fire was on Gannon, she pointed to her left side lower abdomen. It is unsure if Gannon's shirt was on fire. Lena said when the fire happened, she was in her bedroom on her bed. Lena heard the fire alarm going off. Tisha said, and I quote, "Load up in the car with the puppies," end quote. Gannon was freaking out, saying, "I'm sorry, I'm really sorry." Tisha kept saying, "Okay, it's okay." They drove around in the car. Pause. The car never left the house. We believe that they did load up in the car, but at least Lena and the dogs, but they never actually left. But I don't put too much into that because in Lena's mind, 8 years old, got in the car, Whether they drove out for a second or not, it's minimal detail to me. So they drove around in the car, and when they got back home, Tisha told Lena to go into Tisha's room because she did not want Lena to go into her own bedroom. Lena said Tisha did not want her in her own room because, I quote, people can look through her window, end quote. I think that is exactly what Leticia said to her, because Lena is 8 years old. That is a very off thing to say, right? I don't want you sleeping in a room because people are looking through your windows. Think about Leticia's mind state. I think that is peculiar and odd enough for that child to remember, because that's scary for a child too, right? People are looking through my windows. What the hell? And we know Lena was staying in Tisha's bed because Leticia took that infamous it's not the last video, but it's the last time we heard Gannon, where he's crying about his burns and apologizing for the candle. At the very beginning of that video, Leticia first starts recording in her bedroom, and you see Lena on the bed with a wedge pillow before she walks through the house and downstairs. So that is accurate. We know that to be true. So she told Lena, people can look through your windows. I don't want you sleeping in your bed tonight. Lena was in Tisha's room and was watching the puppies. Tisha was downstairs with Gannon. Lena could hear Gannon crying. Again, this is something we can verify. That is that candle video. Lena was in Tisha's bed with the dogs, watching TV. Tisha turns the light on. The video starts. Lena says, I think, what's wrong or something? And Leticia walks through the house. You hear the TV on about the Kobe Bryant crash. And then she walks down to the pitch dark, and Gannon is crying. That is accurate. So again, we can verify that part. Karen asked what happened next. And Lena said, then it was the next day. And again, it was very hard to get information from Lena. It was all over the place. You've never seen that video, Riley? Oh, wow. It's a heartbreaking video. Yeah, she tortured them. To this day, ATS, she is torturing them. So I think that time could have been struggling of Lena relaying exactly when things happened, but I think she did a very good job. So Karen asked Lena if Gannon's shirt caught on fire and how she knew that. Lena said the shirt did catch on fire, and she knew this because Tisha told her. That's exactly what I expect. Tisha told her Gannon's shirt caught on fire. That's how she knows it. Tisha showed Lena her burn mark. Now, again, that makes sense, and that can be verified because think about the Bethel interview we just watched. We saw Leticia pull down that 90s windbreaker and point to the burn near her elbow. So again, this is another thing that I read from Lena I say, yes, that is accurate, because I totally see Leticia doing that with her. See, look where I got burned. The same way she did in the damn Bethel interview. She pulled down that sleeve and she showed. So Tisha showed Lena her burn mark. When Lena was describing where Tisha got burned, she pulled up her sleeve on her left arm and pointed to the bottom of her forearm. That is exactly what Leticia did in the Bethel interview, and it was her left arm. So again, the reason I'm pointing this out is because the parts we can verify with Lena's interview, they're true, they're accurate. So the parts that we can't verify, I'm more likely to believe are true than untrue, because Lena, you could differentiate what she saw versus what she was told for the most part. But I I watched Leticia in the Bethel interview pull up her left sleeve, bend her arm, and point right to that burn. So she pulled up her sleeve on her left arm and pointed to the bottom of her forearm. Gannon's burns were also on his arm, but Lena did not know which arm, which makes sense because Lena wouldn't have seen it from Gannon. Karen asked how she knew. Lena said, because Tisha told me. Well, and it wouldn't have even been intentional lying, Amaya fam, versus what she was being told, right? So the child is just relaying what she was told. But it's just haunting because what she's about to say, we can't verify. But I'm more likely to believe that there's a lot of truth in it. It may not be exactly how she's relaying it. You have to take an 8-year-old's mind and how they perceive a situation and are now relaying it in a very uncomfortable situation with the trauma of her brother being missing. You know, everyone must have been asking her questions left and right because she was the only one there, right? Harley she's with Leticia. She's not openly coming forward with information. So it was all on Lena. No, Debbie Doodles, because we saw it in the Bethel interview, and it was big enough. You could see that it was a mark. All right. Lena said Tisha was freaking out and described this as Tisha in her room taking several very deep breaths and then said she fell asleep in her bed. That makes sense. I could see Tisha freaking out. Oh my God, fuck, like, what am I going to do? When Tisha was freaking out, Gannon was in Lena's bed because there was smoke downstairs. Interesting. Originally, Lena is told you can't sleep in your bed, sleep in mine because people are looking through your windows. Gannon originally was put to bed in Lena's room. When Tisha was freaking out, Gannon was in Lena's bed because there was smoke downstairs. Tisha and Lena put Gannon in Lena's bed. Gannon was crying, but not anymore when he went into Lena's bed. Gannon did not say anything when he was crying. Lena said when it was time for her to go to bed, Gannon was taken to his room by Tisha and Lena, so Lena could sleep in her own bed. So now you say Lena is sleeping in your room because people are looking through the windows and Gannon was in Lena's room. But now you have to help bring Gannon downstairs and you will go to bed in your own room all of a sudden. Lena said when Tisha moved Gannon to his room, Gannon was, and I quote, asleep. At this point, I think Leticia administered Gannon the hydrocodone, and he would have become very drowsy, sluggish, and dozed off. Harley came home from work at Massage Envy. That is accurate. She came home and began loving her dog, Chance. We know how Harley is with Chance. This is just very accurate, honestly, to what I would expect. Tisha and Lena told Harley what happened, referencing the candle. Harley corroborates this at trial and said as soon as she got home, she hung out in the living room for a while with Leticia and Lena, and they told her what happened. I wish I'm the prize. Harley asked if Gannon was okay. Tisha told Lena You have to go to sleep in your bedroom. So she sends Lena off to go to bed. Lena went to her room and went to sleep. Lena said when she went to bed, Tisha and Harley were watching TV in the living room. Now, what we know happened from Harley testifying is Harley went down. Leticia made Harley go downstairs and say goodnight to Gannon. And she stood in the doorway of Gannon's bedroom, and she could only see his head out of the blankets. And she said, "Goodnight, Gannon." And Gannon didn't respond. And then Harley slept upstairs with Leticia and Lena because it was too smoky and cold down there. When Gannon was in Lena's bed, so now she kind of goes back in time. When Gannon was in Lena's bed, Lena was in Daddy's room, in the bed with dogs. Lena said Daddy was on an airplane. That is accurate. For the video we watched, that candle video, Lena's in Leticia's bed with the dogs. So it's still fucking very unclear, Tyler, but it seems like Monday was supposed to be her first day. Lena said the following day she had school because it was Monday, January 27th. Gannon could not go to school because of his tummy. Lena said, and I quote, "Tisha made this up and it was just a lie," end quote. Now this, you could tell, is what she overheard from Al and Landon trying to rationalize what happened. Lena said, "Tisha made this up and it was just a lie." Lena talked about Tisha putting Gannon in the car, went somewhere, dropped him off, and then went back home. Pause. At this point, the footage came out of Leticia driving with Gannon and leaving the house, and then 4 hours later coming back. And for a while, a lot of us did not think Gannon returned because you can't see him getting out, but he did get out the other side of the car. But again, you could tell that this is what she is overhearing her parents and family saying, trying to figure out, did he not come back? We could see her leaving, but you can't see Gannon coming back. What the hell happened? So you could tell the things that she is repeating that she heard versus the things that she actually knows. So Karen asked how Lena knew that. She said she saw it on someone else's camera. He lives 2 houses down, and his camera can see all the way to his house. This was also the video that was on the news, and Al explained that Lena saw that video on the news. When Lena went to school, she said Gannon was in his room sleeping. That was in the early morning of Monday. She knew Gannon was asleep because she helped put him in his bed. Who are you talking to, Tyler? I don't know what you guys are going back and forth about. Yeah, don't call names. I don't know what's going on, though. I just looked down. So Lena knew Gannon was asleep because Lena helped put him in his bed. When she helped put him in his bed, Karen asked, what did Gannon look like? Lena demonstrated straightening her body out on the couch to act as if she was sleeping, and she closed her eyes. Yeah, just don't call any names, guys. Lena said Tisha had to bend Gannon's legs because he was too sleepy to walk. Again, I think She had administered the hydrocodone, and it had taken its effect at that point. Leticia and Lena helped Gannon go downstairs. They took him to his bedroom. Then Lena saw the fire spot. Okay, just yesterday. No, I'm sorry, Blue. You don't deserve to be called a smartass. Absolutely not. And whoever did that, please don't. Hi, Starlight Angel. So, yeah, see, like, Little Red, that's what I'm saying. It's very confusing because Leticia did text the woman, and the woman said, so you're not coming in? Yet if she didn't have it, I don't get it. It's very unclear to me of what's up with the school. But here's the thing. You guys watched the walkthrough of the house yesterday, right? You saw where the fire spot was. If Lena truly did help Leticia bring Gannon down the stairs to his room, it's in the opposite direction. You don't pass that candle burn. There is no way Lena would have just saw that candle burn on her own. It would have taken Leticia bringing Lena over to the other side of the basement to show her. You know what I mean? She did not just see that. You do not just pass it. Your eye doesn't go to the whole other side of the basement. So that tells me that Leticia brought Lena over there to show her. See what happened? See the burn? That is what would have took place. Lena described a big cutout on the carpet near the couch. She said there was also some candle wax on the couch. Lena said when she was getting ready for school, Harley was at work. Lena asked Karen if she could use the restroom. When Karen and Lena came back into the room, Karen continued the conversation, discussing what occurred when she came home from school. Lena stated that Leticia was the only one home and she just got done working out. So that is what Leticia told Lena when Lena got home from school. And she opened the door and she wouldn't let Lena in and told her to go ride your bike right after the murder occurred. She told Lena, I just got done working out, probably because she was out of breath and sweaty. Lena asked Leticia where Gannon was, and she replied he was sleeping downstairs. Lena asked if she could go check on him, and Leticia said no. Lena described Leticia as cleaning stuff. Leticia was cleaning her room and the kitchen. She got the supplies to clean from under the sink. She wasn't cleaning her room and kitchen at all, guys. While Leticia was cleaning, Lena went outside to ride Gannon's bike because something was wrong with her bike. When Lena was done riding her bike, Leticia was the only one at the house, and she was still cleaning. She was cleaning her room and the kitchen, which I'm sure that's what Leticia told her, but she wasn't. Lena said when Leticia went to pick up Al from the airport, she stayed at the babysitter's house. When asked what occurred next, Lena said it was Tuesday. Lena did not go to school because Gannon was missing. Lena said that Leticia acted good with her and then left the room. Karen was able to get Lena back to the room to continue the interview. Karen was able to only ask one more question of what Lena had to eat. Lena replied, popcorn, soup, beef jerky for a snack, and had cereal for dinner. Lena then walked out of the room, concluding the interview. And that is why my heart broke yesterday when we were watching the walkthrough. And it was the first time I realized you could see the single bowl of Cocoa Puffs on the counter. Another thing we can verify from Lena's interview because we saw that one single bowl right on the counter with Cocoa Puffs right next to it. So that interview leaves so many more questions than answers. And I fear that with age, oh yeah, the cereal's the bomb, but it just makes me sad because Leticia didn't cook for those kids, you know, but even right after the murder, thinking about, I don't know, even like the one bowl, one spoon, yeah, Natasha, like, and her eating by herself because she probably had to make it for herself makes me so sad, you know, like just thinking about a kid, an 8-year-old child on their own, like pouring Cocoa Puffs into a bowl and sitting by themselves because Leticia's too busy cleaning the murder scene. It breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. But it leaves more questions than answers because I fear that with age, things may come back to Lena. And I think Leticia had Lena help with things that she didn't even know. Leticia admitted Lena helped clean the blood. We heard Grusing confront Leticia about this. And I hope she gets the help she needs. And this is why I say Leticia has so many more victims than just one. She has countless victims. Who knew? I don't think that. I think Leticia, all of that anger and resentment was the fact that she was just home. And her phone evidence would have shown that. Who knew? After everything they pulled up from her phone, if she was talking to another guy or meeting up with it, they would have been able to show that. But I think that Al may have been fucking around at that point, and Leticia knew that. And that's why she was searching Al Stauch cheating in Colorado Springs. And I think she was even more angry because she did not want to take care of these kids, and she's home taking care of them, and you're out, and you're, you know, she was not happy. Exactly, KPM. Exactly. But why would Lena have to help? Here's the thing again, the things that we can't verify. Lena helping carrying Gannon down to the room. Yet all of the things that we can verify in the safe passage, Lena's accurate. So why am I to believe that there isn't a version of that truth, you know? But what is gross is that Leticia read that interview and then tried to build a story. You just heard her in that clip I showed you. And she said, well, in Lena's interview, you heard how she helped me carry Gannon and Gannon was sleeping. And she's gross. Gross. But, all right, guys. So we'll pick up tomorrow. I'm not sure what I'm going to do next, whether it's video visits, calls, or court highlights. I'm not sure. I'll decide tomorrow. Last moments. Oh, yes. Hold on. Okay. Let me look this up. Last moment. I forgot what the name of it was. But let me try to find it. So it's like the last moments caught on CCTV or photos before something horribly went wrong. I'm looking. Paranormal, missing 411, mysteries in history. No, it wouldn't be this far back. 1 second. Oh no. I hope I didn't. Uh-oh. I hope that wasn't one of the ones. That might have been one of the ones I mass. Crap, was it? When I got nervous about reuse content, I know I mass deleted like my entire channel basically. But I didn't think that that was one of the ones I took down because it was only photos. I'm gonna have to look, Roro, and if I know if I find it, I'll send it to you. But we could do a live specifically on that if you want to do, because I remember which photos I pulled up. But if you want to do a live this week, we could do one this week on it because I love doing that. Thanks, Kelly. It wasn't the best live. I'm just tired and I'm not. I don't know. You know, you just when you don't feel like you're flowing good, it's one of those nights for me. But we could do another live on that because I love doing that. And there's a lot of photos of the last moments right before tragedy struck and CCTV right before a tragedy struck. And I find it very interesting and eerie. And so if you want to do a live on that, we could do a live on that. But I will be live tomorrow. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you to my mods. Shout out Harlot. And I know, and I did search it blue, but again, it was like months ago, and I mass deleted pretty much everything on my channel because I got so scared of getting demonetized for reused content, which anytime like you play like a news clip or even like the Leticia calls, that's why I don't have my content monetized for months because I didn't even want to have to worry about it. And so I made the impulsive decision to delete everything, which I wish I didn't because it was a lot of work, but we could always redo it. I'll redo it. But okay, guys, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Saturday night, and I will see you all tomorrow.
Flying down the highway in a makeshift Model TA. Woo, yeah, woo. It's a beautiful morning and it's gonna be a beautiful day. The wheels are humming, the guitar's strumming, and our radio is blasting and good sounds are coming as we're flying down the highway in a makeshift Model TA.
She keeps on.
Keep on dancing all through the night.
She keeps on.
Keep on doing it right.
She keeps on.
Keep on moving.
She keeps on.
Keep on moving.
She keeps on.
Dancing all through the night.
You can hear the music from 26 miles away. Violet is happy, and happy is here to stay. Yeah.
Keeps on. Keeps on. Keeps on.
Keep on dancing all through the night.
Keeps on.
Keep on doing it right.
Keeps on.
Keep on moving. Gonna
Keeps on.
keep on moving.
Keeps on.
Singing and dancing all through the night.
Keeps on.
Keep on
he keeps on threatening me.
Keep on